Good morning, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today. I'm here to talk to you about an interesting topic. The subject of my presentation is there is a lot of opposition to globalization and to trade liberalization. What are the major arguments against liberalization, and how do you, as a student of international marketing, engage with the debate? My presentation is in 5 parts. Let's begin with the introduction. What is globalization? What is trade liberalization? What is the differences between the two? So, what is globalization? Globalization refers to the increasing global connectivity in terms of the movement of goods, services, firms, people, and ideas. So, what is liberalization? Liberalization is the removal or reduction of barriers to the free exchange of goods between countries. More specifically, it refers to the elimination of tariffs and trade barriers. So we have to distinguish between those two concepts, which have different meanings. For example, globalization aims at strengthening national ties and thus creating economies of scale. Trade liberalization, however, is more focused on economic activity and involves tax cuts, social security systems, and employment issues. Let's turn to the benefits of the liberalization. I'd like to introduce a new concept called comparative advantage. Simply put, when a country's production of product A decreases, it will increase the production of product B, and the production of product B must be the least costly. And this time, there is a benefit because this country can spend the least on the production of product B. So, in the context of trade liberalization, no matter how poor the country is, this country must be most efficient in producing a certain product. According to the data chart, we can see that Mexico and the United States, after signing off the North American Free Trade Agreement, trade in 20 years of continuous growth. So we can conclude that consumers can get more choices when shopping for goods and lower price and better quality of goods. For exporters, they have the opportunity to access a larger market and export more, thus creating economics of scale. And producers become more efficient because of comparative advantages. What about the drawbacks about trade liberalization? What are the reasons why many people are against it? First, it will increase unemployment because companies will outsource all their operations to other countries because of lower costs and no tariffs. So it will cause a lot of workers to lose their jobs. A country with poor laws and profit seeking will cause some women and children to work in terrible conditions after accepting outsourcing from multinational companies. Secondly, it is difficult for developing industries and sectors to take their place in a highly competitive market, and it is difficult for them to develop economics of scale because there is no government protection policy. Some countries will have overcapacity, and those with surplus products will sell them below cost. because they are facing a highly competitive market. Many emerging countries don't have many regulations to protect the environment, and free trade leads to depletion of natural resources such as timber and minerals. Thus, it's not conducive to ecologically sustainable development. In addition, as trade liberalization continues to grow, the indigenous cultures of many countries will be destroyed. So, what are the solutions to solve these problems? To be honest, it is difficult to solve these problems with trade protectionism. Setting too high tariffs will only protect domestic industries in the short term because multinational companies will always find the cheapest labor around the world to make the most profit. Environmental protection laws can prevent the destruction of natural resources. Labor laws can prevent bad working conditions. In addition, each country can require multinationals to share advanced technology and training to local workers to avoid higher unemployment. Let me remind you of the main points once again. Trade liberalization can drive economic growth and make companies more competitive. It can also increase foreign investment and bring advanced technology and expertise. However, the disadvantage of trade liberalization is that it can lead to structural unemployment and it can also lead to bad jobs and ecological conditions. Overproduction and the destruction of the national cultures are also its drawbacks. As for the solution, high tariffs can only solve the problem in the short term. Improving laws and constantly improving the country's technology and economy is a long-term solution. So each of us should look at the problem in a dialogical way. Thank you for listening, and now if there are any questions, I would be happy to answer them.